Welcome. We're back. How you all doing out there? How's everything? Welcome to the Seekers Chronicles Paranormal Historians, where the history meets the paranormal. And we're here. We got a great guest tonight. And so I know, Jenny, you did something this weekend.
I did not,
You
actually.
didn't. Actually,
I
this
know,
is, oh my goodness.
just to mess everybody up.
Oh,
I
now we got nothing to
actually,
talk about. Now we just got to sit here and
I
what's up,
actually
Adam?
didn't investigate for once in my entire life.
Yeah.
I know. I took a break. I was supposed to go to Hillview Manor with some friends of ours, and I skipped it. I took a break.
That's so. I mean, I was up in my Pennsylvania place, getting ready for this weekend.
Why? What's this weekend? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I'm having a big party in my Poconos place, and it's usually an event that happens once a year, and it's another thing around the sun.
Yeah, I can't wait. So Thursday is the big day.
Yeah, Thursday. That's when I one more around the world, the sun around the planet, whatever they say.
Happy early birthday,
yeah,
Anthony.
64. I'm an old man.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Melissa has given me a pass. Yeah, thank you. I did. I needed a break.
Good for Jenny. Yeah. So, I mean, this weekend we should have a good time.
I know.
We're going to have a lot of food. We got food. I got all the stuff. I'm making brisk. I'm making all kinds of good stuff, Jenny. Some steak, some hot dogs and hamburgers. And I did not mow the lawn.
Okay, that's hilarious.
I did not mow the lawn because I figured you could have a treat.
Oh my God. This joke will never get old. No, to be fair, I know you joke about my being a vegetarian, but last year you guys fed me so well with that amazing eggplant, like unbelievable. I didn't eat for like 3 days afterwards. You guys fed me so much good vegetarian food, so I appreciate that.
I'm one of the old time Italians. Hey, I'm still a baby boomer, so you know what I'm saying? You come to my house, we got so much food, you're gonna eat. And then you're going to eat seconds. Then you're going to eat thirds. Then you have dessert. Then you got to have, we go from soup to nuts, the whole deal, the whole day. You eat until your eyes are bulged. You have to open your pants and sit back, go, and take a nap.
It was crazy. Yeah. Last year I was so full for days after your birthday party. So it was a lot of fun though.
So I just want to, Mark has another video.
Oh, Mark. Okay. Mark DiNardo, our friend. He's been on the show and he's our friend. He's an amazing IT genius and tech person.
Mm-hmm. And we've been playing his stuff on the show on and off because as soon as he gives to us, and he's building a robot named Paige for the paranormal investigation stuff. So this is the third one of all of them. And then he says it's going to be ready in September. And we got an event going on in October. He's going to be coming on it and trying it out with us. So we're going to actually see this thing go. So I'm going to play the clip for him, and then we'll introduce the guest. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay. Then this is Paige the robot. Here she goes. This is the third one. She's almost complete.
Visual anomaly detected. Possible match to reference image.
So cool.
It's from what it was to now. That's gonna be cool. When they could use it for anything in the supernatural, paranormal, whatever you want to use it for. I think it can. So, well, that is another thing we're going to be doing, and in October we're going to be actually working with Mark with that. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So we have a great guest tonight, and I think Madam Jenny wants to introduce him.
Yes, I do. I do.
He's excited. I'm excited. I got to see him not too long ago, and we'll have him explain, and then we'll see where it's from. Okay.
I know. So, I'm jealous. I'm jealous because I seem like I always miss him, and that makes me sad. In June, that is. So tonight we have the organizer of New Jersey's Witches and Paranormal Conference. We have Bill Visconti, Professor B, with us tonight.
What's up?
Hello, everybody. Hi, Anthony. How you both doing?
Thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Of course.
I've been wanting to have you on for a while, and I like to talk to people in person and see how they react, if they really want to be on the show or not. And you
I was honored for the invitation. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. You know what I mean? And I love all your stuff behind you, your friends and everything. It's great. That's a great background.
Well, before I was Professor B, I was a collector. I just this room is filled with memorabilia.
I'd love to borrow those the alien things and go on an investigation to like Penhurst or anywhere like that, and just put them in a corner and have people just go in there and just poop themselves,
Oh my gosh. That's the worst when places have mannequins and things like that and they don't tell you and you come around the corner and it's like, come on.
So they're not on right now, but they are animatronic. The eyes light up green and they turn their heads. Anthony, if at the conference, if you recall, when you walked in, there was a backdrop.
Yes.
And those two aliens were there, and my two sons were there dressed up as Men in Black, and they were taking photos with a lot of the different attendees. So
I remember those. Yes. Yeah. That conference was awesome. I really had a good time there.
Oh, thanks.
Really did.
Yeah. We had so much positive feedback. It was great. The attendees were great. The guests were great. The sponsors, the vendors. Well, we'll definitely talk more about it because it was
for sure.
It was really good.
Yeah. So I know Jenny probably have a book, but this is the same question I ask everybody.
I do.
We talked about before. You got all this stuff here in the back. What got you into all this? I mean, I know you're into Bigfoot and UFOs and, of course, the aliens you got behind you and stuff. What did you see anything that got you involved into this, or experience, or just an interest?
Well, there have been experiences I've had, but those came later. Okay. Early on, when I lecture, I kind of talk about some of this because it's odd. I can almost pinpoint exactly when this kind of trajectory started for me. Mm-hmm. Back when I was like 12 years old, I went to see a double feature. Not that we have those anymore, but whatever, went to see a double feature.
I remember those with a cartoon.
Yeah.
And it was Clash of the Titans and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, I had grown up with, Ray Harryhausen with the Sinbad movies, Jason and the Argonauts and everything, but Clash of the Titans, that was his magnum opus between Medusa, Calibos, Kraken, Pegasus, and everything. It was, I think that's where my love of monsters started. It right then and there. To me, that kind of just set me on that path. And then after Clash of the Titans ended, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And to me, I mean, Indiana Jones is the greatest action adventure hero, that I've ever seen. And I was so inspired by that. In fact, the whole Professor B is really an homage to that, that when I did initially start college, I started as an archaeology and anthropology major.
Oh.
And I loved it. So that was, I Jenny, before you got on, I kind of was talking to Anthony about the career I actually got into. When you're 18, 19 years old, it's hard to picture going to school for like 8 years to get your PhD. It just,
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't wrap my head around that. So I eventually just got out with a degree in English and figured I'd roll into something else, which I eventually did. But I almost immediately out of getting out of college, I became an air traffic controller, and that's my main profession. I've been doing that for 35 years.
He lands UFOs.
Yeah. And then about 10 or 15 years after getting into that, I actually did become a professor. I taught aviation studies, air traffic control, aeronautical science. I taught English, since that's what my undergrad was, and I had a blast teaching English, folklore, and everything else. But I always had that archaeology and anthropology. It was still in me, and I've always wanted to go back. And then this is actually like a two-part thing, because there's another part of my early history that I'm going to get to. But
we got 2 hours.
A few years ago,
Take your time.
I went with my wife and another couple. We went on a cruise to Mexico, Honduras, Belize, and we went and we saw all of these Mayan ruins, temples, pyramids, everything else, and all of it came flooding back. And I just said, "Yeah," I said, "I'm not getting any. I'm not getting any younger. This has been a hobby for so long that I want to actually I want to become more of an expert with some of these things." So even though all that time, those past 20, 30 years, I've read dozens and dozens and dozens of books on mostly on the cryptozoology side, although I am very interested in paranormal topics and ancient mysteries and all kinds of things like that. Mm-hmm. So when I came to that decision, when I had that epiphany, I actually went back to school. But, the kinds of things I wanted to study, you can't normally study them in a traditional school. So I found a non-secular university called Thomas Francis University, where they kind of they put everything under the umbrella of metaphysical science. So, and then the specializations are in parapsychology, cryptozoology, and everything else. So over the course of a couple of years, I probably took 19 courses covering everything from metaphysical science to a lot of paranormal science, a lot of cryptozoology, hominology, all kinds of things like that. And I actually became, not that this is necessary, a certified cryptid investigator and a certified paranormal investigator, CCI and CPI. So, but since the education, like, I consider non-secular, it's non-traditional education. That's why I even though I received 2 doctorates, and I have PhDs, I don't call myself a doctor, because I still value what those people that go to school for 4 years, 6 years, or whatever, that actually earn traditional doctoral degrees. But I want to complement what I've already done, and there's this chance I might do it this semester, but I've been so busy lately that I'm probably going to hold off until the spring. But I'm going back to school again, this time in a more traditional setting. Of all schools, surprisingly, Harvard has a very specialized anthropology program where you could take courses on sea monsters, witchcraft, cryptid-related stuff, all stuff I couldn't believe that was in this program. So I'm going to be starting that, but that's going to be, since I work full-time, it's going to take me a good 4 years probably just to knock out those 12 classes. I'll probably be able to do like one a term or something like that.
I love that. I love that because I always say 4 years are going to pass anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. They're like, 4 years. I'm like, well, 4 years are going to go by anyway. You may as well do what you love.
Yeah. And then that's, Jenny, that's how I look at it. It's what I've wanted to do. I don't want to regret that I didn't do it. As it is, I still, even though I've loved my career as an air traffic controller, there's still a part of me that regrets that I didn't start, like, I didn't continue my education and get my PhD back when I was in my 20s and gone out. I mean, I have traveled all over. In fact, it's kind of crazy. When I was 18 years old, I backpacked with a friend from Ireland to Egypt. We were gone for 6 weeks. I saw so many amazing sites, especially like in Egypt and everything. So all of this different history and everything else, I just got to soak up at a young age. The funny thing about that is, like, you think about that now, I don't know what went through my parents' head. Like, I can't picture my kids that are in their 20s. Like, I get worried with them going into Manhattan. Meanwhile, I was gone for 6 weeks, foreign countries, no cell phones, no, like, it's crazy. But
I think it's different. It's different now. Yeah.
I think we could all agree it was a different time.
Totally.
I think we were older then. We
it was a different world.
Yeah.
A different world back then.
So anyway, I know this is like a really long-winded way of describing how I got into this, but aside from the Clash of the Titans and Indiana Jones and everything else that were inspirations, there's a lot that was about my family history, especially I mean, my parents were big genealogy people. And it's like, if you went into my house, I know the first time my wife, she came over to my house in Staten Island to meet my parents with her parents, and my dad brought them upstairs, and in this room that was our library, on all the windows, all the blinds, they would pull down the blinds and there'd be all kinds of genealogy charts all over the place going back 1,000 years. I don't know how my wife didn't run and her parents didn't, like, just what, because it was just so bizarre. But the truth is, I have a very, very interesting family history. The Visconti family, they ruled Milan, Italy from like the 1200 to 1500, somewhere around there. And my family is actually, well, I should say my coat of arms, it's tied to there's two parts of it, but it's tied to a cryptid legend. There's two legends related to where my family crest came from. If you ever saw the Visconti family crest, it's on the logo of Alfa Romeo sports cars, because Alfa Romeos were originally manufactured in Milan. So they have the flag of Milan, which is a white background with a red cross, like from the Crusades, and the Visconti family crest, which is a crowned serpent devouring a child. It's like very bizarre looking, but it's not only on the cover of Alfa Romeo, it's on the cover of Thomas Harris, the author Thomas Harris's novel Hannibal, because he gave Hannibal Lecter he gave Hannibal Lecter's mother the maiden name Visconti, probably to tie it into the whole demonic, cannibal or whatever.
Sure.
But anyway, so
no reference there.
Yeah. So the two legends related to that family crest, one, which I don't like as much, is that one of my ancestors, Ottone Visconti, was in the Crusades, and he defeated a Saracen, this huge Saracen, and that was the sigil he had on his chest, and he took it and adopted it for our family crest.
Okay.
The legend I like better is that north of Milan, there was a lake called Lake Gironda, which has since dried up. But 1,000 years ago, there was supposedly a giant serpent, a serpent-like dragon, but wingless, just a giant serpent that lived in and around the lake that would come out, that would devour children, terrorize the townspeople, until my ancestor, this knight, Anthony Visconti, slew the beast, and he adopted it as our family crest.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's it. That's it.
I would go with that one.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that's what's like. I like the fact that, hey, you know what? Maybe I am tied to this cryptid legend. They call that, they kind of call that a Biscione or Tarantasio. It's all through Europe. They had these things. I'm sure you guys have seen St. George and the Dragon, or worms, tassel worms, or I don't know if you guys ever saw Lara the White Worm, that movie with Hugh Grant, and maybe not. It was a long time ago. Yeah.
No, I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah. So I kind of love that, there's that part tied to cryptozoology, but then the other part, early 1500s, another ancestor of mine, Filippo Maria Visconti, and this is like right back in the charts, in my parents' library there. Filippo Maria Visconti, he and his son-in-law Francesco Sforza, they commissioned the very first tarot deck. Painted cards, the Visconti tarot. You can see them. It's in the Yale Museum. It's in a couple of museums in New York City, and throughout Europe, you can still see those painted tarot cards from the early 1500s. I mean, back then they weren't used for divination or anything like that. It was a card game called Triomphe for the royal court, and it was all the rage in Europe. But it's funny because, I mean, you've been to our events. We have, that last event, I think we had 9 or 10 psychics, and all the ones that are tarot readers are like, you know what your name is? Yes. So
no, tell me.
No, I read it on the shade that I pulled down. Yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah. So there's those two things, and then the Pope Gregory X, who created the conclave and everything.
Yeah.
His last name was Visconti. So it's an interesting family history, and what was over there when I backpacked with my friend, but that's when I was 18. I haven't been back until just recently. Last month, my daughter got married in the Amalfi Coast at a beautiful place called Villa Cimbrone. It was like something out of a fairy tale up high in the mountains. It was like, Beauty and the Beast. It was insane. But then my wife, after my daughter went on her honeymoon, my wife and my other 3 children, the 5 of us, we toured all over Europe, and we got to go to Milan, and even in Venice. In Venice, in the Doge's Palace, one of the big paintings, I look up and I see this soldier, and he's holding a crest, and I say to our guide, I was like, that's the Visconti crest, right? She was like, yeah, they were part of a coalition that used to attack Venice, and so all of this. But if you go to have either of you ever been to Milan?
Yeah, I have.
Milan, no. The huge cathedral there.
Yes.
The huge cathedral there, the Duomo, that's in Milan. John Galazio Visconti commissioned it. His statue is on top of the Duomo. The big brass doors on the front of the building, I just took pictures with my family crest and everything right on the front door. And so that the family crest there, the Visconti crest, is all over the place. So it was really cool to get to see. It was cool that I got to have my family see it. I also took them in Milan, there's the Visconti Sforza Castle. We only saw that, but we traveled 20 minutes south to Pavia and went to Castello Visconti Castle. And that was cool. So it was really amazing to see all that and to be connected to it. But I think all of these different things, some of this stuff I knew, when I was young, starting out right when I talked about that double feature into learning about this part of my family. I think all of those things were kind of inspirations.
But when you walked around with your license saying VIP, I'm VIP.
Well,
Every time you went, you just showed your license, say, okay.
Here's my passport. You want to see my passport?
I tell you, we did exploit it because, like, we stayed in Rome at the Le Meridien Visconti Hotel, and in Milan we stayed at the Grand Visconti Palace. And at the Visconti Palace, when I walked in, they said, "Welcome to your house," which was pretty cool. The concierge. Yeah.
Welcome to your house. Nice. Make sure I have a warm bath every night with bubbles. Make sure I got the best champagne.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So long story long, that's kind of what set me on this path. I just wish it didn't take me so long to get where I am now, because now,
I mean, you had to make a living.
Yeah. So no, that is true.
You had to make a living. I did paranormal how long?
Yeah.
And you had to make a living, support your family or support yourself or whatever. So you have to make a living. Right. If you went the other way around, things would have been different for you.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. I mean, I would have loved to be investigator since I was younger, but I did it, but not professionally, or
Right.
And now I'm retired. It's like you're still doing it, but you're older now. It's like,
I know.
I can't be crawling into those little crawl spaces. That's what I got Jenny for.
So yeah, I mean, that part of it, like the field work and everything, I wish I was a little younger for that, because the first time I went on one of those, I did a Sasquatch adventure tour out in British Columbia, which was awesome. That's actually where they gifted me the footprints that you see behind you. And those
we've already had questions about those in the audience. I mean, they're like rapid fire coming, but I'm letting you finish first, and then I'm going to hit you. Then I'm going to hit you with all of them.
Oh, you got it. Well. So what those actually? What those are is they are. Those were gifted to me by a great Bigfoot researcher named Bill Miller, who sadly passed away in 2020. But he was up there. Like, if anyone who's ever been up in British Columbia, there's a town up there called Harrison Hot Springs, and I have never been to a Squatchier town. They have Sasquatch stuff everywhere. They've completely embraced it. It's on everything. And it's very cool. And we went out with him, and then he gifted those to me. Now, those were they were taken from the original Patty prints from Bluff Creek in 1967.
Oh, wow.
I'm curious. I know that they said that documentary is coming out that shows that the thing is that it was faked. Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting to see. I'm going to leave.
Yeah. They still can't prove that.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Documentary.
Yeah. So we'll wait to see. But I mean, still, he had given me those, and nice. that was wonderful. But that was
cool. That was prints.
Oh yeah, and it was 2019 when I went on that, and I've been on other expeditions and everything, more on the cryptid side than on the paranormal ghost hunting side, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like we did, we'll talk about the conference in a little bit. But what was absolutely crazy this summer, it was such a whirlwind. Right after the conference, I mean, the next day, we went and did a Jersey Devil hunt down in the Pine Barrens. One of the people, one of the speakers at our event was Jason Kenzie. Jason Kenzie does the Searching for Sasquatch series. So we went down to the Pine Barrens with Jason Kenzie, Ron Howes, who is Biker Bigfoot. He was also at the event.
Yeah, I seen him walking around.
Yeah. And Mike O'Connor, who founded the Cryptids and Paranormal Conference. the four of us went down to the Pine Barrens to do a Jersey Devil hunt and to film it for an upcoming episode of Jason's Searching for Sasquatch series, which you can see it on a bunch of streaming services, Amazon Prime, Tubi, and a bunch of other places.
Yeah. Tubi's becoming one of my favorite stations these days.
Me too.
Yeah. So, but the field work, I really don't do as much. I've been more on the research side. Mm-hmm. So right now we had the conference, which that took a lot out of me. We had the Jersey Devil hunt, and then only a couple weeks later, I was off to Italy for my daughter's wedding. So we got back late July, and now I only just started to get into it. Like I'm doing, including yours, 3 podcasts this month because I want to do everything to promote the Hollow Paracon that we're going to be at.
Yeah, we'll talk about as well because
definitely. So I definitely wanted to promote that. So I really appreciate you having me on to discuss that. And then the end of this month, I'm doing a television interview with Dr. Angus Gillespie. He's if you're not familiar with him, he's big on the Jersey Devil side. He was professor of American Studies and Folklore at Rutgers University for 53 years. He only recently retired. And I've followed him for a long time, but I didn't actually get to meet him in person until the Jersey Devil Fable Fest in Asbury Park that Kathy Kelly runs every year. And now Dr. Gillespie just invited me on his TV talk show or whatever. I mean, it's just a cable like access thing or whatever, and then it's on YouTube and everything. But I'm looking forward to that. But like aside from that, I'm so backed up with other things. I have 3 books in various stages of development. I'm trying to create this. I'm blending the cryptid part of what I do. Like I have the company I launched is called Wicked Cryptids, and I'm creating a Wicked Cryptids tarot deck, but it's really a card game, but it has, instead of the characters like the magician and a devil and all this other stuff, some of those are these cryptid characters. So I'm in the process of developing that and a bunch of other things too. And it's just there's not enough hours in the day, and I know I definitely need help because things that should be done, I just don't have time. Like I have 2 websites that are still in development that I it's because I kind of feel that I got into this later than I wanted to, and now I'm trying to rush to get everything done, and you can only
try and catch up.
So much, right?
That makes sense.
So we'll see. I mean, I might reach out and look for a college student and actually even like hire like almost like an intern type of thing to help with some of this stuff. Because even you guys probably saw like a lot of the promotions we did for the conference. Yeah. A lot of it was all AI and everything. And I know some people don't like that, but it's too, when you're doing an event like that, a small event, you can't, we can't hire like graphic artists for everything and pump it out the way we were. But for the books and everything, I probably do want to have, I don't want that to be all AI. So get someone that has those skills and video editing skills and website development skills. And,
sure.
That's what I'm hoping to maybe.
Yeah.
Look at a college or something.
Yeah, no, you should.
That's because we have the same thing. We want to get so much done, and it's like, you need these young kids to do it because they have the better concept of all this stuff than we do now.
Oh yeah. I was fortunate last year because even though I can do a lot, my son Andrew is very savvy with a lot of that. He's this weekend we took him. He's going into his senior year at Cornell, so we were up there with him and any of that stuff. In fact, he pretty much designed the poster for the conference. He helped me with a lot of stuff. So that poster, for example, it was part graphic design, part a lot of AI. But it took like 2 months.
Wow.
We don't have time for that. I don't have 2 months to work
It
on.
was gorgeous, though.
One
it
test.
really was.
Thanks. Yeah. So, well, I've talked enough. What?
No, it's fine.
You want to shoot with any questions?
Great. Oh my gosh, so many. We have so many questions coming at us. And I have as Anthony likes to tease me, I have a book of questions. But
Sure.
I'm one of those. I'm like a researcher too. And I always have like a book prepared of questions.
Oh, that's great.
But my first question is, because you just brought it up, do any of your kids have that archaeology bug?
No, I am alone in this house. They humor me. But I'm very glad that they do. In fact, even at the conference, when I went up to do my lecture on the Jersey Devil, and I got to say, at the day before the conference, it was only myself and one other person we were doing all the setup. People didn't come until later, unfortunately. So we had killed ourselves setting up. Then we had just a little VIP dinner thing, just pizza and drinks and stuff like that for the speakers and special guests that Friday night. And then afterwards, my two sons and we started doing the rest of the setup. Like we put together the alien backdrop, got the aliens out, everything else. And I didn't realize it was going to take as long as it did. We didn't finish up until a quarter to 5 in the morning. I went back upstairs, showered, wrote out some checks and everything for the guests, and I had to be back downstairs before 6 to open the doors. So I didn't sleep. And I was the last speaker to go on after running around for the conference like all day long, putting out fires.
Yeah.
I was the last one to go on at 5 o'clock. I was wiped out. I was absolutely wiped out when it got to that point. But I basically started that before I went into the lecture and the PowerPoint and all the other stuff that I was talking. I wholeheartedly thanked my family for just putting up with me for all these months and everything, because this consumed so much of my life, and they were really good sports about it. And not only that, they helped me with it. The boys, I mean, they were there not only for that whole setup, staying up as late as I did, but they were there all day as the men in black. They helped with the breakdown. My wife worked the Wicked Cryptids table, selling my merch and stuff like that all day. And my younger daughter was there. My older daughter, the one who just got married, she came. I think like 8 of my childhood friends came. Like my siblings, I have like 6 siblings. They all came. Like it's so there was a lot of support for people that aren't really into this stuff. So I
love that.
Yeah, I was super appreciative. My siblings, that side of my family, they are into it. My wife, kids, no. Although I will say, my wife is a big fan of psychics, and like we had April Bissett, who she did a gallery reading, and my wife went out when I lectured down at AlterCon in April down in Atlantic City, the showboat in Atlantic City. April was there as well. Yeah. So my wife came down for that, loved it, and she and some of her girlfriends went to the gallery reading with April at our conference. But
I know April for a long, long time.
Yeah.
April's good people. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
she's.
seen her
I don't know.
gallery. People
we
love
used to
them.
go investigate everything. We used to go on investigations, and everything with April a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
But yeah, been around a long time. As I'm going with you, I'm downloading stuff for the conference and everything. So for the not the conference, the Hollow, so you can see that.
Oh yeah.
yes, which we'll all be at. And
Yes.
before you go on with that, we have so many questions that are flying by.
Well, sure.
I'm listening to you and I'm missing the questions. But another one of the questions from one of our viewers, Adam, asked your experiences as an air traffic controller. Have you had any unexplainable experiences in your job, in your daily job?
Sure. Okay. So I will share a UFO story that I sometimes talk about, but I didn't start talking about it until only last year. So not many, unless you were at one of my lectures, many people don't know this story because it's never been like published or anything like that.
Yeah, he's in Texas, so he wouldn't have seen you.
Okay.
So.
All right. So early in my career, 1995, I was an air traffic controller working in Long Island in a huge building. It's not one where it's at an airport. It's one where it's a huge building where, no windows and all radar scopes, and the planes that we were controlling are the ones that went out over the Atlantic Ocean. Flights going to Europe, South America, Caribbean, Bermuda.
Mm-hmm.
The radar itself only goes out a couple 100 miles, and then it's all non-radar airspace.
Right.
I'm working a midnight shift. There's nothing that usually goes on at the midnight shift. Not even. So there's no scheduled air traffic. There's really limited cargo flights there. They usually, stop about 12, 1 in the morning and then kick up again 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. So this is around 3 in the morning. I'm sitting in front of my radar scope. And what a radar scope is, kind of looks like the old video games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, or whatever. You're just looking at a glass screen where there's a video map, and that's where we see the little targets for airplanes that pop up. But there's nobody at all out there because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. However, on this night, there was a flight, an American Airlines flight that came up from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Newark. And it's what they call a ferry flight. They were just bringing the plane back. So it was just the pilots on board. No crew, no passengers.
Okay.
Just 2 pilots. And I'm sitting there, and they call me up, and I was probably just like kind of sitting there like whatever in a daze because there's nothing going on. And they were like, I'll use the call sign American 120. That wasn't the real call sign, but protect the innocent and all. So they call me up, say, hey, New York, American 120 with you. Do you have anybody else out here tonight? And I look at my radar scope and I see he's just on the edge of my radar coverage. I see the little data block popping up like American 120 with the altitude and this little digitized display, but there's nothing else anywhere. So I say, American 120, New York, negative. You're the only one on my display. Why do you ask? And the pilot comes back and says, well, there's something out here. And for the next 2 minutes, he and the co-pilot described to me what they saw. They were flying a Boeing 737, which is a large aircraft. This was about half the size of the aircraft, they said. It was oblong shaped, illuminated, but they couldn't see any lights, windows, nothing like that, but yet it was glowing. And they said this moved in a way that an aircraft cannot move. Rapid bursts of acceleration horizontally, vertically, even diagonally. And then after a couple minutes, this thing just took off as how they described an impossible speed. So I said to them after, I was like, do you want to file a report? And they were like, no way. I mean, they would have been drug tested, alcohol tested, the credibility.
Oh, yeah.
questioned,
Yeah.
everything. So they didn't report it. I didn't report it. And I mean, my job doesn't even know it happened. I've, rarely spoken about this with anyone. But I'm going to retire soon. So like whatever.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Exactly.
No, but
Exactly. No, but
so-
wow. I mean, but the two of them saw it, which is the coolest part, right? Because
right.
they saw it together.
They saw it together and they saw it for an extended period of time. So
Right.
I'm sure they saw something. Now, look, as much as I am a believer, I do try to rationalize. I always try to look to see, are there other explanations? Which I think a lot of us do. That whole Occam's razor kind of thing. Just
even us as a paranormal group.
Yep.
We always try
course.
to, say, is this really here, or you have to always have to check yourself.
Right. So in this instance, yes, could it have been something extraterrestrial or interdimensional or something that came up out of the oceans? But possibly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Out over the ocean, which a lot of people don't know this, but I can disclose it because you can look it up right online, whatever. Out over the ocean, they have big blocks of airspace called warning areas that the military uses for, training missions, aerial refueling, things like that.
Sure.
Now, granted, 3:00 in the morning, there's nothing going on out there, but those areas are out there, and we do have military activity. There's Air Force bases and various other things along that portion of the East Coast.
Okay.
30 some odd years ago, we had stealth technology. Radar beam comes off like B-2 bombers and stuff like that, where a radar beam shot from the ground on the aircraft, there's all little dents and divots that are designed to deflect that radar beam. So an air traffic controller would not be able to see it, nor other aircraft. We also had drone technology 30 some odd years ago. Now, the thing is, we had nothing 30 years ago, even today, that was advanced as that. But then again, did we? I mean, who knows? If the government was testing something top secret in an area where air traffic controllers wouldn't be able to see it, and there was not supposed to be any scheduled air service at all, air carrier service at all, what better place to test some kind of top secret technology?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But the speed is what gets me. I mean, like, it's one thing, the directions and everything you were talking about. Okay, maybe, but that, for them to say the speed was really impossible.
Right.
I mean, these are people who fly, like.
No, so I mean, there's questions on both sides as to what I'm confident they saw something. It's just a question. Of
course.
What
they didn't hallucinate it. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's very interesting. There's always some sort. I know there, like, if even you go on like Google, the Google Earth and stuff like that, you always got those spots that are with the satellite and everything, blank spots that they don't, go to.
Oh, right.
It makes sense that they do it in the ocean also, and who knows out there what they could do, especially if they get down deep enough in the ocean. Not going to detect them.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be interesting. You see so much that's coming out with disclosure and all this other stuff. It'll be interesting to see, because on the air traffic control side, I've heard, UFO. I've heard lots of UFO reports from other controllers and everything, especially friends that I've had out in Alaska and stuff. That's like a hotbed.
I know. I do watch shows and I do look up stuff and everything. And Alaska is a hot spot. They actually they see things come out of the ocean and everything, lights coming up, and I mean, place like that where there's nobody, that we can't survive in these certain areas.
Right.
We're going to have some sort of activity. There's something else that if there is, if something from another planet, they're going to go and have their base somewhere where we can't go, so, and if they could do space is very cold. I don't think the Arctic or the anywhere that's cold that's going to be
right, or the ocean floor or anything, right? Yeah.
I don't think it affect them as because maybe they're not warm-blooded like what we are. Maybe that's why they're green, guys behind you.
Yeah, my little grays back there.
Those are the little guys.
So cool.
I would love to bring those on investigation. I really would. I would love to, especially with like a tour or a new group or something. You just walk in and say, "You guys go down room. I'll come over here." And then you put them in the room, and all the little eyes will pop on. The lights. That'd be the greatest thing. That'd be a YouTube moment.
Oh yeah.
TikTok. Oh, for sure. TikTok. That's so funny.
Oh,
I wish I could read my own handwriting, but you were mentioning that you did some field work in British Columbia, right? And things like that.
Yeah.
Have you done? I live in New Jersey, and we've spoken to our Bigfoot friends who have done Sussex County, New Jersey. Have you done anything in this area, in this tri-state area?
So the Bigfoot investigations that I've been on in Jersey have been down in the Pine Barrens, where there's a southern chapter of the BFRO, the Bigfoot Field Research Organization down there. A great group of guys, and I've been out with them a couple of times. And like I know up in northern New Jersey, where back in the 70s, all the big red eye, all those those legends and reports and everything came out up there. I know Mike O'Connor lives up there, and so does Mike Famelant, if you know.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Mike. Yeah.
I call him familiar. So I tell you, I'm bad with names.
Mike Famelant, he's wonderful.
So I've been at a few events with him, and he's going to be at the Hollow as well.
Yes.
So it'll be
I really enjoy listening to him.
So Mike is great, and he's like he does this full time. Like he's more vested than most when it comes to this world.
Right.
But they are way up in that northern part of New Jersey, Mike and Mike. Whereas I'm in Freehold, I'm in Central Jersey, if there is,
Okay.
And I can't hold that against you. Hey.
I live in Central Jersey. I live in Somerville.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you don't get too far. Yeah. And I work right by the Pine Barrens because I work in Atlantic City. I work very close, miles away from Stockton University. That's very close to Atlantic City Airport.
Yes.
When my son just started working as my older son started working as a controller, and there's a huge building down there called the FAA Technical Center. That's where I work testing the new air traffic software and everything else.
Nice.
So I'm more so down there with the field work. Right.
Yeah, we have friends that work in Newark Airport. Yeah. Robert Bandolph.
As controllers, or just working at the airport itself?
They work at. I think he's a controller. I thought he actually works with the planes. Repair. He's the head of the planes, something like that. He does something down there. Bandolph.
I thought he was in air control.
And Chuck.
I could be wrong.
Chuck does the pack. I think he does the what do you call it? The baggage.
Yeah, Chuck Lee.
They're not controllers. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but Southern New Jersey. That's not second to Northern New Jersey in terms of that type of activity. That's for sure. So you're in a great spot.
Oh yeah. Well, that's since I'm in Jersey, and since the Bigfoot field is somewhat a little saturated, I've really been dedicating a lot more time and energy towards the Jersey Devil. It's kind of fun.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. So, and it's funny when you read all the different reports and everything else. I mean, the truth is, I never really gave much thought at all. Could any cryptid actually be living in New Jersey? New Jersey is the most populous state. Yeah, there he is.
Love
Yeah,
it.
see, they're buddies.
He says,
hang
I love Jersey Shore. Yeah, that's our Jersey Devil from the conference. Anyway, yeah, New Jersey is the most populous state in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until, I got together with those BFRO guys that, I read up more on the Pine Barrens. And the Pine Barrens is anywhere from like 1.1 to 1.5 million acres of forested land. Some of it has never been explored by humans because it's either dense brush or swamps or whatever. Could it, hold some kind of indigenous population that's never been discovered of, creatures that, I don't know. But you look at some of those reports. First of all, there are very few what you would call Class A reports where there's actually been like a clear sighting of something. Usually it's vocalizations,
Right.
it's like things like that. But where there actually have been sightings, a lot of those sightings don't describe a creature with, wings and horns and a forked tail and all this other stuff. A lot of those reports describe something that's tall, furry, fast, fleeting through the forest, some even with simian features, ape-like features. You
Really?
read this Jersey Devil report, they sound more like Bigfoot. And the BFRO guys, some of them believe that these Jersey Devil reports are misidentifications of Bigfoot. I mean, if Bigfoot actually does exist in that area. So,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different, and when people see them, like, they have wings, they fly, and all this stuff. I mean, maybe it's a different form of a Bigfoot or something. You don't know.
yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading on this because, the Jersey Devil is really interesting when you look at it from the standpoint of being a cryptid, because all of the cryptids are, they come from eyewitness reports and indigenous history, stuff like that. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case with the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil was born out of a legend. And that legend, I am convinced that legend started because of like the religious condemnation and everything else, who was named after, like the Leeds family. It was called the Leeds. It was called the Leeds Devil, not the Jersey Devil, for 150 some odd years or whatever. But it was rooted in the Leeds family, starting with Daniel Leeds. Daniel Leeds, he was big in New Jersey. He was a counselor to the first governor of New Jersey, Lord Cornbury. He was the one that if you needed something in town, you needed more or less, I don't know what they used back then, but permits to build something or to open a business or do something with. Daniel Leeds was the one you went to for the approvals, all the authorizations, taxes, everything else. So he was in this position of power. His family had a lot of money, but the community might not have liked him in the way that a lot of people don't like the government for certain reasons.
Right.
But the bigger thing was that Daniel Leeds, even though he was kind of like an on again, off again Quaker, he didn't really go along with what the Quakers preached. He was more into, he kind of embraced the whole scientific enlightenment kind of thing. And in his writings, he wrote a lot of stuff like in his almanac, he created this American almanac you know, we don't really use them much today, but they were important for farmers, you know, sunrise, sunset seasons, all that information.
Yeah.
Right. But, and because of that, because of all the, you know, those times, dates, and everything associated with, there was a lot of it tied to astrology, and some people looked at astrology, the zodiac. They almost considered it witchcraft. Like it seemed very anti-Quaker, and
Mhm.
and other things he wrote were actually anti-Quaker pamphlets, everything else. So he had this big rivalry, and the Quaker elders, they basically, they called him the harbinger of Satan. They said his wife was a witch. They said they, you know, produced a demonic offspring. So
Right.
that's
Mhm.
I'm fairly confident that's where the legend kind of came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But
That makes sense.
one of the books I'm writing right now is called The Jersey Devil Dilemma, is because, all right, if this thing was born out of a legend, what are people seeing? You know,
Mhm.
what? So I'm doing a deep dive into that. And Anthony, like you said, there's a lot of different descriptions of this thing. Like I'm
Yes. Yeah.
trying to synthesize that a little more. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of misidentifications there.
hmm
Who knows?
Sure.
It's like it makes sense if they didn't like the guy and they said, you know, he's doing, you know, everything is the devil. He's doing all this bad stuff. He's writing all these books, like anti-Quaker and all this stuff. I mean, I could understand them saying, "Oh yeah, his child's spawn of the devil," you know, because
Right.
of all that. But I mean, legends go back that actually Native Americans seen these big hairy creatures, and they seen all these creatures going back forever. And like when Mike was on the show, we just, you know, every country has a description of a big hairy creature.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So maybe they, you know, this Jersey Devil might be a form of a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch or whatever. You know, it might be a form of that, and maybe the wings they say is wings, maybe because he jumps from tree to tree, and whatever. You know.
Well, Anthony, it's interesting that you say that, because at the same time, with those colonial, you know, settlers were there and everything, like
Mhm.
Daniel Leeds and all that.
Right.
This was, there were also the Lenape Indians, the Lenape tribes people were also in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
they had a forest deity called, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't think anybody does. It's just called Msing. It's like M''Sing. And this thing was tall, hairy. Some descriptions show it with antlers, some show it with wings, but it looks very similar to a Bigfoot. And you basically take that, and you kind of take the Christian description of the devil, like from the Bible and everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Those two things. And another big thing that didn't help the Leeds cause at all with this is that when Daniel Leeds' son took over the almanac, his son Titan,
Mm-hmm.
he added the Leeds family crest. We talk about family crest.
Yeah.
He added the Leeds crest, and the Leeds crest had 3 creatures on it that are called wyverns that look like bipedal dragons.
Oh.
Wings and everything else. If you showed someone a picture of a wyvern, they might be like, "Oh, that's the Jersey Devil," because they look that similar.
Interesting.
So that didn't help. Yeah.
So do you think it's like a chicken or an egg thing? Like, was there already some type of creature that they turned into the Jersey Devil, or did you really believe that the legends spawned this? Could be either.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's one that, you know, I'm still exploring, trying to wrap my head around, because I do think that a lot of what, like right now, if someone was out in the Pine Barrens, they're camping or whatever, and they could see something, hear something, whatever, and they might think it's the Jersey Devil because it's kind of ingrained into them. Even
Right.
and it is the type of thing where, like, the boogeyman. It's what the Pineys, the people that live down in the Pine Barrens, say, hey, if
Yep.
you go out after dark, whatever, the Jersey Devil could get you. They really did say that. People we've talked to and stuff like that. So, and different books I've read, that it was
Sure.
kind of a warning to children. So I do think that, part of it probably has to do with that psychological aspect. It's already in people's brains.
Yep.
Mhm.
But the truth is, there could be some truth to, there must be some truth to what people are seeing,
Yeah.
because
I
all of that, what they call Phenomenal Week in January 1909, the 16th to the 23rd of 1909, there were hundreds of reports.
Mhm.
Now, granted, some of them, the people didn't actually see anything. There were probably very few reports of people seeing something, but the ones that did and gave descriptions, it's interesting. Like, there's if you look at the picture of the Jersey Devil, how most people describe it, or I should say how the papers back then in 1909 described this thing, it kind of looked almost like the body of a kangaroo, long neck, dog-like a head, and like a horse-like face and everything,
Mhm.
with these long, spindly legs and and hooves.
Mhm.
And something like that doesn't really look scary, whatever. But the description of it, especially that face, that wild, like this horse-looking face. There's a theory that, look, I agree that it's a plausible theory based on the descriptions, where they talk about, if you guys have ever heard about it, they talk about this hammer-headed bat. This
Mhm.
this bat, it's
Yeah.
the largest bat in Africa. It's it's so large, its wingspan and everything else, that even the scientific name is like, I think it's Signathus monstrous. Monstrous is actually in the
Right.
scientific name.
Nice.
Okay, how does a bat get from, the
Where'd
West
you say,
Central
South
Africa?
Africa?
Well,
Oh,
no,
Africa.
West or Central Africa, like in the
West or
tropical
Central Africa.
area. This hammerhead bat. Now, okay, let's say this thing hitched a ride in the bilge of a ship, came over here, just ate, like it usually eats fruit, but maybe it resorted to small rodents, which it's been known to eat, and
Okay.
Mhm.
fruit, insects, whatever. Does get over here. The Delaware River leading to Philadelphia International Port goes right by the Pine Barrens.
Yes.
Possibly, let's say, so that this thing now that is native to Africa now is in an environment where it's in the snow, completely, literally out of its element.
Yeah.
It could very well have erratic behavior, just trying to survive, bouncing around, attacking, whatever.
Mhm.
For sure.
Is it plausible? Okay, maybe. The main reason why I kind of discount that as a legitimate theory is because that bat in particular, its large wings, like the way they described this thing, several people that had reports in 1909, they basically described something that was hopping along the ground and then took off. So it would hop, 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 get its wings out there, get some, some lift under the wings and everything, and then it would go.
Right.
That bat, the hammer-headed bat or hammerhead bat, its wings can't support it like that. The only way it can really fly is it has to be hanging upside down. It basically drops down, lets gravity do the work. It catches the air in its wings and everything, and then it takes off. So, yeah, the only bats that can really do that are, little small fruit bats and everything else. So I don't know how plausible that is. It sounds more, especially like the legs, long neck, the wings. It sounds a lot more like a crane. And the sandhill crane, a lot of people say that's it. The only thing that's really not the same is that a lot of the reports describe this as bat-like wings that are more leathery, not feathers.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, it's the Occam's razor thing, right? Like you really had to make a stretch of an argument to have that bat come from Africa, right? Whereas like a manatee and a mermaid, that's a little bit, kind of closer and easier to believe.
You gotta realize also, back then, a lot of these people that have money used to bring exotic animals back with them, and they used to keep them as pets. And remember back then it wasn't like these laws now with, you can't have exotic pets and all that stuff. So it's a possibility. Maybe somebody did bring it back and they got too big and they let it go they figure, oh, let it go. You know what I mean? So it's a possibility. I mean, because
but it's a stretch. Like Jenny said, it's
a stretch.
It's a stretch.
It's not impossible, but it's not the most likely explanation. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, down in Florida, wasn't it Florida something where a train that was carrying exotic animals crashed, and monkeys and gorillas got out.
And even I heard still,
and they're still there.
Still there, yeah.
And these are exotic animals.
Only in Florida. No offense to Florida.
Only in Florida, yeah. I mean, anything's possible. It's not something that you could totally push under the rug. It's something you put in your file cabinet until it's proven. But that's a good theory with the bat. I never thought of that.
Yeah, so that's why. But it could be if it. All right, so let's say it's not like the sandhill crane. It could be so if something does exist out there that is unidentified. So it's not just a legend. Hey, there really is something that's out there that people are seeing. Mm-hmm. If it's not if it's not a bat, if it's not a sandhill crane, some people have talked about it being either like a horned owl or something like that. Now, the interesting thing is one of the things that when they talk about a lot of these reports, or even some Bigfoot reports, kind of say the same thing. They say the way this thing, it's like it almost sounds like a woman screaming. Right. Is how they describe this. Yes. Yeah. So, and that is something that's common in many, many reports. So the thing is, back in 2001, in Sri Lanka, there was a cryptid called the Devil Bird. And people just thought it was this mythological thing or whatever until they found it and actually classified it as what is it called? Spot-billed eagle owl. Discovered in Sri Lanka, screams like a banshee, whatever, and it has like little tufts of hair that are like horns. So the fact that they discovered that in 2001, that was formerly viewed as a cryptid, could there be some type of an owl or something like that? That, I know people, we're describing the leathery wings and everything else, but the truth of the matter is a lot of these people that made those reports, I try to picture this myself. I read those reports, the ones from 1909. Okay. 1909, there were many reports where someone said they were looking out their window at like 2:30 in the morning, and on their shed they saw this thing and they're giving these vivid descriptions.
Right.
There's no light. There's the moonlight. I don't know how you could be that accurate, so between like a dark bird like that, shadowy, like, I don't know. Yeah. So
Right.
it's one of the things I'm doing more research into this.
That's awesome.
Okay. So speaking of
I
research,
look forward to that because stuff like that I always, got into with, different types of. I mean, I was always into Bigfoot. I got into Bigfoot. I don't know how old you are, but I'll give away my age again.
Good.
Back in the 70s.
A little younger.
he's young. He's younger than me.
I'm going to be,
Yeah,
58.
I am 58. Okay, we're the same. I just turned 58. Okay.
So we're born in 68, right? So
Yeah.
I'm born in 62, so hey,
He's old.
I'm an old man.
Go.
He's an old guy.
But the whole thing is, now you made me forget. You got
Bigfoot. We're into
guy.
Bigfoot. I got
What
you,
the
my
hell?
friend. You were into Bigfoot. You were saying you were into
Oh,
Bigfoot.
yeah. When I first got into it in 1976, I think it was this $1 Million Man.
Oh, yeah. Andre the Giant.
And he fought the Sasquatch.
Yep.
Andre
the Giant. That was,
Andre the
You remember
Giant,
that? Yeah.
So I
That's
remember the Sasquatch, and ever since then, I started looking into it. Yeah.
Before you even said it, somebody wrote $6 Million Man. I bet this is Anthony's point.
Yep. See, even the audience is correcting me now, Jenny. Not only
I love
you.
it. Everybody's like putting words
Even
in
the
your mouth.
audience. It's great. They always know what
I
I'm
love
talking
it.
about.
That's hilarious.
It's funny because like I talked about that double feature I saw being kind of inspirational. That you just mentioned with the $6 Million Man fighting Bigfoot, that definitely was. And even, it's funny. There's an article that I'm writing that is called my First Cryptid, and it actually talks about Snuffleupagus. When you look back to like Sesame Street, I mean, you had this creature that almost looked like a tuskless, like woolly mammoth.
Yes,
friends with a giant bird. He's like almost like imaginary. Well, not really imaginary, but no one else can see
Nobody
him.
saw him. That's the key. Nobody else
right.
saw him.
No one saw him for 16 years. No one saw him. None of the adults or whatever.
Nobody
But even
believed him.
so, I mean, they had vampires. They had monsters. I mean, it was a real cryptid kind of show when you think about it.
Hey,
I mean,
I love
all
it.
these different things. I mean, goes back generations and generations. I mean, from the 50s, the UFOs and all those different type of B movies and all these different, from all different monsters, and but a lot of these legends, like you're saying on the Jersey Devil, a lot of these legends do have something to do with some truth, I believe. A lot of them have something to do with truth, because I mean, a lot of the legends that we find out now, it's just they start off with a little story, and next thing it's fabricated to something else, and now it's like blown out. It's like, oh wow! But I think everything has something to start with some sort of truth.
Right?
All of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So the Jersey Devil could be almost anything that somebody, like you said, they started off as the devil child of this guy, and now you're still looking for it, and might have been there all along, and these people started seeing it. And back then also in 1905, early 1900s, 1800s, if you seen somebody and you had some sort of clout, if you seen something, you have some kind of clout in the neighborhood or in the town or something, now everybody wants that same kind of clout. It's like, oh look, I seen it too. So it could be one person said they seen something, and now the whole town sees it because that one person said it too.
Yeah.
So you don't know how it is, especially with newspapers back then. Because I do my genealogy also, So, and I go back to Sicily and all this stuff. And, you know, you start off with something like, you know, this man is a great guy. And next thing you know, he's like Superman to the family and everything else. So everything is fabricated too. It started out as a small story, and next thing everybody sees, and it's on the newspaper and everything. Even today, you know, you start off with a little story, and next thing the news hears something, they think it's a good story, they'll jump on it. Then the next paper, and everybody's in competition then. So,
Yeah.
you know, I believe everything started off somewhere along the line as a true story, you know, and they just ran with it, you know. So,
Well, you know, even Anthony, with the Jersey Devil, there were reports that were put in a lot of papers, a lot of newspapers, all in South Jersey, Philadelphia, all the way up to New York, even down to Washington. It was put out all over. And the way they did things back then is the newspaper would actually send a reporter and an illustrator out to go and meet with the people and everything. And, you know, I kind of suspect that maybe, you know, they kind of like didn't take the people too seriously, but because if you look at some of those illustrations, they're almost like caricatures. They're like, so, you know, like I said before, with the main description that we see, it doesn't look like a frightening creature that was terrorizing the Pine Barrens. It almost looks like like a joke. So it's hard to say what people saw or believe they saw, as opposed to what was put out in the papers. And now everyone has this popular idea in their head that it's like this kangaroo-looking creature with wings and it's like head.
So, I know we're going to talk about the Hollow. I don't want to run out of time. It's almost 9:30 already.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's flying by. We're having a great time
here.
here.
We have like a half hour? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
You have about 20 minutes or something like that. Yeah, about a half hour.
I want to make sure I get in.
Sure.
Yeah. So what you got more questions, or should I get
one more question, and it leads us right into the Hollow, if you don't mind, if I quickly ask.
Yeah.
So for my research for the Hollow, for my lecture for the Hollow, I am talking about things like thought forms and egregores and tulpas. So talk to me about how that relates to your research with the Jersey Devil. Someone in the chat just said, don't you just hate the mass hallucination excuse? But I don't hate that excuse. I feel like you have to take something like that into account when you do this research, right? I mean, how does it fit in?
Oh, well, hold on. Let me ask one question first. Are you speaking over 2 hours? I just saw the schedule today, and I thought they had you.
I'm not speaking over 2 hours. I'm doing also a building workshop.
Okay.
So I'm speaking for 1 hour and doing a building workshop for 1 hour in a row.
Okay.
So
where you guys think? I didn't see these things. Where is that?
I just went on to the Hollow website today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I saw the schedule.
You're on at 6 a.m., Anthony. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I'm going to be on before I get there.
Yeah, I'm in the same room. So, I mean, you know, I had my own thoughts about the Jersey Devil before this research, and I have different thoughts now about it because of this research.
Hold on. So do you think that mass hallucination is plausible? Because
I don't know about I don't like the word hallucination. I do agree with that. Like that's not really the word I would use, hallucination.
Okay.
But I do think that thought, you know, bringing something into existence through thought is a powerful idea.
Oh, okay.
So,
I wasn't sure if you were talking about like there have been, I'm going to butcher this, but there have been reports where people have been exposed to whether it's something in the food or something they drank or whatever, where large groups of people, it actually did what I guess, for lack of a better word, have these hallucinations or something like that.
Sure.
So where groups of people
Yeah.
seem to see the same thing that really might not have been there.
That makes
yeah.
sense. I mean,
Right.
mushrooms or something. Right?
But I don't think that happened in this instance. But
I agree.
When they talk about
But manifesting, that's a good word. Someone.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
it is.
Like a tulpa. Yeah.
All right. So you're talking about something. You're like, are you talking about the mass hysteria part of it, or are you talking about that people more or less are
thinking it into existence?
Yeah.
And actually, yeah. I mean, because for an example, I don't work with cryptids. I work with ghosts, let's call them, just for simplicity. We've had cases where we actually get phenomena and there is no spirit there. There's no actual spirit there. It's just that someone has said over and over again, there's a little boy who drowned here. There's a little boy who drowned here. There's a little boy. We'll get pictures of a little boy, but there was never a little boy, kind of thing. So it's almost like Slender Man. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Like people see it, or the rake, right? It's not real. It was a fictional character, right? But then now people see it in reality. So that kind of thing. So more like a group thought. That,
Yeah. In fact, I had something on that. It was
I don't know. I just thought you might.
I
never thought about it for cryptids, but just now when you were talking about it, I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
It makes it more plausible for me.
Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah. It's like the witch trials they had, it just a mass hysteria with a bunch of girls that,
Yeah, that's different. I mean, and I've heard about that. I've heard about that as well. But I'm literally talking about, willing this into existence from a group thought. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying there's been evidence of that happening in the paranormal.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. Just give me 1 second.
Take your time.
So I remember seeing something. Hold on. There's a quote. I don't want to see. Oh. Manifestation is one thing, and there's definitely a part of me that believes that. One of the things that we got into when I started studying all this with metaphysics and everything else, delved into consciousness, delved into imagination, delved into memory, all of these different things. So many different things. Like there's a quote in here when we were talking about, unfortunately, in our world, both the paranormal, both the cryptid world and everything, most of the time we have no tangible evidence. So we are relying, we're relying on eyewitness testimony. And that is a slippery slope, because human memory is very unreliable. It makes eyewitness testimony very unreliable. So there was one quote in here that eyewitness testimony does not necessarily reveal what happened. It reveals what the witness believed happened. And someone could wholeheartedly believe, they saw something, especially when you're talking to them after the fact, and what they're remembering and what actually happened might be two completely different things. And the quote that I was trying to look up before is by it's a 19th century American humorist named Josh Billings. It said, there are lots of people who mistake their imagination for their memory. So it is a very, when we start to look into the psychological aspects of this, and I would not be surprised, especially in 1909, where there might have been some of that going on. There might have been a lot of things going on where people are claiming they saw something before other people did, but meanwhile they never really saw anything. Uh,
Right.
all the reports of footprints in the snow, tracks in the snow, and everything else. I would argue that in the snow, there's probably a lot of those tracks that were made by, horses and deer and other animals. Not just the Jersey Devil, trampling everywhere. Where,
Sure.
I mean, the way they made it seem like this thing was, every night in all these different countings, like there were these prints everywhere, and some of the reports of these prints were just completely unbelievable. Like where prints would go up to, like a fence that was all barbed wire, or whatever. It would go, and then it would continue on the other side. Like it almost went right through the fence or right under, like 10 inches or something like that going underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I do think there were many different things that came into play during that. And I really wish there was as many reports that are out there. I wish there was more for us to go on, because when we look at this and try to really evaluate what happened, I mean, I do have to think that I think there's probably a lot of psychological aspects that were related to this. More
like
so
bias confirmation almost.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Like you're already thinking it's the Jersey Devil. So you see a hoof mark and it's the Jersey Devil. Right.
And remember that people already kind of had the idea that, hey, the Jersey Devil lives down in this area.
Yeah.
But if you look back, I mean, that original legend supposedly started in 1735. Mother Leeds, gave birth to this hideous creature with horns and hooves and razor-sharp claw, all that. That's 1735, but there were not that many reports for 100 some odd years. It's surprising that legend still endured all that time. And had those events of 1909 not happened, we really wouldn't have this today.
Well, you answer my question with that, and my original question about the tulpa kind of phenomenon, because for that to happen, it really does require repetition. So in the research I've done, repetition is huge. It's key. So it have to be constantly repeated that the Jersey Devil lives here. The Jersey Devil lives here. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. And then it be manifested. So if there were times when there were stretches where nobody was talking about it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's something else. Yeah. Just from my own research on tulpas and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, even now, what's things have kind of taken like they've spun in another direction, because now what we see, these things that that we've maybe kind of grown up with a little bit, like In Search Of, where you had Bigfoot, you had Yeti, I'm sorry, Abominable Snowman, Loch Ness Monster, all those things. But like the Jersey Devil, you had that. What happened in 1909? In 1938. They named the Jersey Devil the state demon, New Jersey state demon. I think it's the only state with a state demon. But what's happened over time, over these decades, these different cryptids, Jersey Devil included, just have entered into pop culture. So that is a completely different. So right now, it's I don't know. It's very different than maybe it was, say, 40, 50 years ago.
Hey, Anthony, what's the New York State demon?
New York State demon. I don't know.
Don't answer
right
that.
Now it could be a lot of, but
something you saw in a subway. Yeah, no, exactly. He's convinced that the subway is like the portal to hell. So
yeah. But
sorry to interrupt you, Bill.
The Jersey Devil. Named the hockey team after him. So.
I know, right? Like it's absolutely part of that now. No,
so you see it everywhere. I have T-shirts, stickers. I have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a state demon. I love it. I'm not from New Jersey, but I live here for a while now, so I've adopted this state as my home. So
okay.
Yeah.
Talking about Jersey, let's get in, because we're going to be running out of time.
Do it. Sorry.
So we're going to be. All of us are going to be at the Hollow.
Yes, we are.
This
Yes.
is where we're going to be on the 22nd.
Can't wait.
We're all going to be talking. We're all going to be giving a class. Jenny's going to be giving a class, and Bill, you're going to be talking.
Yeah, I'm going to be speaking. I'm in the marketplace, so I don't know. It's different from the classroom, so I don't know if it will be like
Right.
a conventional presentation type setup, or I'll just
Yeah.
be informally talking.
Right.
They
Okay.
go
You're doing a
detail.
workshop and I'm doing a lecture. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing a workshop also. I'm going to be doing sketching with the spirits.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I'm going to be showing a little bit about the spirit art world,
How fun.
how I work, how I do it, But
Love
yeah,
it.
and this is all the people there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look at all those people. Hey,
Yeah, so
we're
they-
on the list. The three of us are on the list there. Matter of
Yes.
fact, just to let you know, guess who next week's guests are? Karen Gale.
Karen Gale?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
of course.
great.
Yeah.
They're going to be on. And I put them on right before the Hollow so they could
that's
talk about
awesome.
it.
Very
Yeah.
good.
They're going to be on next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I only
great.
I see them all the time.
Yeah, so I
It's
know.
hey guys, I talked to them today.
I know when we had our conference in June,
Mhm.
Karen and Gail were there. I only
Yep.
briefly got to speak with them. And I know Anthony, you were there. Jenny, you weren't at.
I was not there. No.
No, she
You were
wasn't.
not there.
Where was I?
So Anthony, so I knew you were there.
Wedding, I think,
I
or
was-
something.
I was sad. I was sad. That's where I was.
Oh.
I was sad that I wasn't there.
Let's see. I know it's Chris DeCesare.
Chris is going to be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. Mike Famlon's going to be there.
Yeah.
Nicole from Full Moon Paranormal is going to be
Nicole,
there. She was at our
Tiffany.
event. I know.
Sophie.
Let me see. So Danielle Taverna, Roland Budahawk, they were both at our event. So this is going to be this is great. Sophia, she was at UltraCon when
Yes.
we were down there, and I know.
Danielle, she was there. Roland.
You
Mike.
know who else is going to be there? I think she's just going to be
Where are you getting this
a
from?
guest
man?
appearance. Leah Michelle, the paranormal princess.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
and she's coming in. I'm pretty sure she lives in Indy or something like that. She's coming in from
Here's all the names on
out
here.
of town, which is
This is
great.
incredible.
Yeah.
This is,
So, it's
Gosh.
funny. I haven't seen this one.
I was going to say, can you send that to me?
Yeah, I haven't
Because
seen it.
I get it off Facebook.
Oh, okay. So I don't
It's
know
all
if I see her on here. There's one of our vendors and sponsors we had was Haley Hansen, who does she does these Beastie Babies, these little dolls, and
Oh.
let me actually get it on one second.
How cool.
Yeah, the Beastie Babies. That's.
Yeah, I don't know her. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
she's an actress. She does a bunch of different things,
Oh,
and she
fun.
made this little guy. This is
Oh.
little leads. So
Little
I bought that from her at the conference,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she makes these. She makes all of these by hand.
They are really cool.
Yeah, very
Okay,
cool.
check
So
that out.
I'm excited that because she's another one I didn't get to really speak to at the conference, but
Yeah, you were kind of busy.
yeah,
What
but
time
I'm
is your,
so
what time
I'm
is your
sorry.
talk? What time is your workshop? Is there-
my talk, my lecture is at whatever you want to call it, is at noon. Not a workshop. I'm speaking at.
oh, that's right.
noon.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm speaking, I believe, at noon. Yeah,
So we
So-
overlap. Did we overlap? Shoot.
for one of your sessions. Are you speaking first, or are you doing your workshop first?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever they tell me to do.
I
is what
think
I'm
you're
doing.
in classroom A or B or one
Yeah.
or two, however they
Oh,
refer.
shoot, I was hoping to come to
Yeah,
yours.
and
Okay.
I'm
not
just
even
going to
sure
be.
where I am.
We'll see you
Yeah.
after.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely talk.
And can we talk about that evening? Are you going to be investigating?
Actually, I
Going
don't
to-
know what's. So hold on. So what? I don't even know what's going on that evening.
We're going on the Jersey Devil expedition that evening.
Yeah.
hold on. Is that where you guys are going out on the trail with Mike? Or
Yeah.
oh, see, I thought he was doing that
Someone
during
is
the
leading us.
day.
I don't know. I'm one of those people, you'll get to know me, that I'm like, are you in? Yeah, I'm in. Like I say yes before I
Yeah,
know what
she
I'm doing.
says yes to everything.
Oh, let me know.
I
I'd definitely be down for it.
I have a policy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, then I'm dragging you out there because
Yeah.
no, I have a policy of saying yes first and then figuring out what I'm doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Drag me out. No,
Okay, it's done. It's a done
I'm
deal. You're
really
coming.
looking forward to this event.
Perfect.
I
Yeah,
mean,
me too.
I think I met you for the first. Well, hold on. I can't
Who, me?
remember. No, Anthony. I briefly met at the 3rd annual Cryptid and Paranormal Conference, but I don't think Jenny. Do you know if you were there for
Nope.
that? Okay.
No.
Okay, because so I briefly met Anthony because I was doing all the table arrangements and everything for that. And then Jenny, I met you at the Hollow last year.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
so
I was with Anthony, which is so odd that I wouldn't be with Anthony. I'm always with Anthony, but yeah, timing for me the last 2 years. So before we forget, you're setting this up for next year? I'm sure already.
Oh yeah, what's the dates?
Yeah. So right now,
coming.
yeah. So right now, I've been talking with Mike about it. This would be our 5th annual event.
Right.
Each year, Mike has always done it on the first Saturday of June. So that would be June 5th.
Right.
So we have to see if we're going to do something as big or close to as big as we did this past year. Because I mean, God, we had over 100 vendors. We had a ton of speakers. We had I think we had 7 speakers. We had 15 or something special guests. It was too much, and it was only a handful of us working. We desperately need like another collaborator or two. You know, so we got to see. It's a shame that like I would love to work with Kara and Gail, but I mean they're caught up in the Hollow, and then we do work with I Heart Horror, Deco, the people.
Yeah.
I Heart Horror, right? So so Chris and Greg and Holly, and they were there supporting. But truthfully, it was really just those 3: myself, Mike, my family members, and we had just a couple other volunteers, and it was
it takes a village. There's no way. That's too big.
That was a big event for that little bit of group.
Right. So we definitely need to do something differently next year. So we'll see. We're still
let us know. We'll be there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. We had so many great people. I mean, I got to say, our attendees are great. Our vendors are great. Our sponsors are great. Speakers are great. We couldn't be happier. And I got to give some props too. I mean, I hate that. What happened with me is that I did so much for the conference, then went right to that Jersey Devil hunt, and then almost instantly, was off in Italy and everything. I really haven't even been on like social media and everything. I haven't since the event, which is kind of crazy. Whereas I just haven't been in it. But I got to give some props because there are some people that really like. Eric Vincent, this guy, he runs Black Ink events. So he's the one that did AlterCon, and he's done Popped, and he's done Great American Cryptid Expo, which was part of it. He does a bunch of these things. I saw like after the fact that he went and he interviewed all these different vendors and sponsors and so nothing we asked him to, whatever. He went out on his own, just all at our event, which helped promote everything. It was really great. He did that. There was a podcast group that we had come out from Detroit, which they came out the past 2 years, Earthling Entertainment, Joe and Ryan from there. They interviewed people and everything too. It was great. So many people did so much to help to make that success. I truly hope that that Karen Gale's events, between them and the parlor and everything else. So I really hope that the event is phenomenal because
it's going to be amazing.
I hate to say this. we were worried. We were very worried leading up to our conference because we've been at a number of different conferences earlier in the year, and they were just dead. They just
Really?
I don't know if it's saturation, the economy, whatever, but it was.
Could be.
Yeah, we were really, really
No,
worried
that
about it.
could be.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be fine. Kara texted me the other day that my lecture is sold out.
Excellent.
So I was like, okay, we got this. We got this.
No,
So that's
but-
good sign. That's a good sign, right? Because if you're coming to me, there's got to be a lot of people coming. Because
No, but they
I don't
put
know.
so much into this. I think their promos have been phenomenal.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know. I agree.
I don't know.
They're
I don't know
great
how they
people.
got some of the sponsors they got.
Because they're amazing.
Target,
they're
they
amazing.
New York Giants
I
in
know.
it. I don't
I
know
know.
how they did what they did, but God bless them. They did. It's
They're
phenomenal.
incredible, and they're good
Yeah.
people
Some
and
of the
good
people
friends
here.
of ours.
New
Very
York
good friends of
Giants.
ours.
They got the Giants.
I know.
Amazing.
So many people.
Aerospace.
Yeah, really, really amazing.
So, Anthony, I know you're going to cut me off in a minute, so can I ask my question?
Go ahead, ask your question.
All right.
Go ahead.
It doesn't really apply to you too much because you don't do a lot of field work. But, okay,
You
two
do.
quick questions. First, favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Oh, Raiders. I've seen Raiders a million
Okay.
times.
I figured you were going to say that. You're
Yeah.
a purist. And second, if you are out on an investigation or whatever field work, what's your go-to snack?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, we ask everyone this, and we have
Oh,
Yeah,
we
drum
have,
roll.
we have themes that have emerged. I'm doing research here.
Oh, that's a really good one.
We got in with food.
Okay, it's
Let me guess.
maybe you're not gonna be able to
The
guess.
stick, the Slim
Okay.
Jims.
Nope,
Oh, stop.
nope.
With
No.
Bigfoot,
Nope.
no?
No, he's going to be on my side. It's going to be like broccoli or something.
Nope,
Carrot
nope,
stick.
nope.
No,
Gummy fruit snacks.
that's what I have.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Who lives
bringing
off
up on the Jersey Devil thing. I am
Dynamite.
all about the gummy. I love fruit snack, but I love gummy anything. Gummy sharks, gummy frogs, gummy all that stuff is all I just ate gummy unicorns while I was talking to you tonight. So,
there
yeah.
is something I've been craving. I don't know why. And my family's been teasing me for this. Did you ever hear of the candy? It's comes in a package called circus peanuts. They're
Yes.
marshmallow. They're
Yeah.
orange. Most
Yeah.
people think they're gross.
They're like that orange, light orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like
I
peanuts.
love them.
Yeah.
I can't.
Marshmallow
I've
anything.
been to
Yeah.
like 5 different supermarkets.
Which
and
one? The peanut butter or the other?
No. They're
Just like-
marshmallow. It's like pure
They're just
sugar.
they're just
Marshmallow,
like
orange.
they just
I know you're
disintegrate like
talking about. That's what I'm
marshmallow.
saying.
Exactly.
Because they do
Yeah.
come peanut butter.
Oh, they're
with
so good.
Marshmallows. I've seen them already. If I
Yes.
come across any, I'll bring them.
Oh my gosh, yes, circus peanuts and gummy anything. Like I love that even Sour Patch Kids and stuff like that. Love it. Oh, Dollar General, somebody said. Check it out.
Oh,
All right, we
Oh,
have.
I'm
we
going to
have
be
Dollar
ready to have my
General.
weekend.
I will definitely
in
check
Dollar
it out.
General.
Thank you.
And I know that we don't have time, but so many people have asked about this, and I don't know how you pronounce it. Zana.
Oh, Zana?
Zana. Have you
There-
heard of Zana? Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
Okay, of course,
Zana's a really interesting one. She was in I'm trying to think of the area. It's not.
You got like that question
Russia.
5 times, so
Oh yeah.
I know
All
that
right.
he's gonna.
So-
I know he's gonna cut us off. but-
Basically, she was this female almas, which is kind of like the Bigfoot of like Mongolia and that area out in the eastern Caucasus Mountains and everything.
Okay.
Who they captured, they brought her in, they kind of domesticated her. They kept her in a cage, but somehow or another, the owner or whatever, I think, impregnated her. She had children.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they actually, I don't think they have her bones anymore, whatever. but they did have, I guess, the skull, jaw, whatever, of, maybe they do have hers, but somehow or another they tested the DNA of her son, and everyone was thinking that it was going to show something crazy, and it still did. It was showing that the DNA results showed that this woman, or whatever you want to call her, was sub-Saharan African, that was now somewhere up in this up in the Caucasus or Atlas Mountains, whatever, in that area between Russia and everything else. But there's a lot of people believe that she was essentially one of these hairy hominids, these, wild men type creatures that are reported all over the world that they captured. Yeah, that's okay. Something. They did something.
I learned something.
But
tonight.
didn't she? Because I know they have this condition that some people grow more hair,
right.
Facially and on the hands and on.
Oh, yeah, there are diseases like that.
Yeah,
but
because I remember now. I didn't recognize the name, but I recognize the story.
Yeah,
or something, right?
Okay.
So Robert, our friend Robert, saw a documentary on this. Okay,
yes,
topic.
yes,
cool.
This was televised, and that's why it was really good too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. I hate to cut you guys off, but we're running out of time. We had such a great show here. Thank you.
Yeah, we could do this for 5 hours. This is so
we could go on for another. The only reason we have to leave so early is because, not early, but we do have a show after us, so we have to.
They do.
A chance to work on it. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's another podcast that goes right after this. Not with just the.
It's not. It's more of a talking type of podcast. It's not like visual.
Yeah, it starts right at 10. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm really hoping to get a chance to speak to you guys and everything down at the Hollow.
Yes.
Sounds like we're going on an expedition with some circus peanuts and gummies.
Circus peanuts, and what's going to be better? Your circus peanuts and the Jersey Devil. Hey, that's a night out for you two.
I'm good.
That's a good night there for you guys.
That's a
Great night.
And Anthony, happy birthday. Happy birthday Thursday.
Thank you.
2 more days.
Oh, yeah. Happy early birthday.
Yeah, my birthday's on Thursday. Yeah, we got it. So this weekend I'm gonna see Jenny. We're gonna have a little party with my family and everything. So
excellent.
We're going to Poconos for the weekend.
I'm gonna crash it.
Enjoy.
We tell Jenny you can't come. She goes, I'm coming anyway. But, I just can't get rid of Jenny.
Don't
She's like,
You invited me. It's gonna be fun.
I know, of course, I invited you. So, we got to really end the show. Don't go anywhere, Bill. After the end,
Bill.
You got it. Thank you so much for having me on.
I want to
thank
everybody for coming tonight. And if you guys like the show, subscribe, hit like or something.
Yeah, I got
we had a great show tonight. I really have. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah. What a blast.
We had a great show tonight, and Bill, you great guest. We had a great time talking to you. You and your friends in the background there.
I got to get the Jersey Devil out here again. You
got to get the Jersey Devil. You got to get that guy standing behind you with the costume next time with the wings coming up and stuff. But I just want to thank everybody for showing up. Thank you again, Bill. Thank you, everybody in the audience. Great questions. Without the audience, we would not have a show. We have some really great people out there, So I just want to tell everybody, and everybody hears this every week, you got to be safe out there because you want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. Good night. Ciao, familia.
See you next week.
See you guys next
everybody.
week.
Thanks again, Anthony.
More about the Hollow. Okay. Now
the Hollow. Be there August 22nd.
The Hollow. You show?
August 22nd.
Yeah. Got my baseball bat out for the knees. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Take care, all.
Hey. How you doing?